knowing that you aren't licensed, I don't feel like you should try to jump the gun. Like, it's ways that you should stay in your own lane. Basically, I'm talking to you. Yeah. About face babes, it's your girl Judie Monroe, but you already know, and if you don't, now you do, because let me tell you, it's always about face babe, and we're gonna be putting it in your face all year round, okay? That's right, every time. But if you haven't read from today's title, I'm basically going to be going over everything you should know before starting your lash journey. That's right, your lash journey. Like, these are things I wish I would have knew before starting mine. So I thought I would come and give y'all these helpful tips. So don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this and get all notifications and all things about Face XJM. Look forward to seeing you there. You already heard the intro to this. Congratulations on joining my channel. Thank you for joining us. Our topic is going to be the 5 things I think you should know before starting your lash career or your lash journey. Thank you for tuning in today. Thank you for subscribing and supporting my channel. And if you are thinking about starting your lash journey or your lash career, congratulations. Very much a great career to be in, and I love it. Being an esthetician, I wouldn't just call myself a lash tech. But since this video is based off starting your lash journey or your lash career, or maybe even just thinking about doing it before starting school or whatever the case may be, we're going to go over everything you should know before considering or even thinking about starting that journey. So let's get right into the video. Y'all gonna see me looking down a little bit, and that's because I do have these topics wrote down, because I do have a lot going on at all times. I be trying to multitask, so that'll keep me on track and make sure I'm giving y'all all things tea about your lash journey and how to start that. So I will be looking down every now and then just to get a clear view of what topics I put up, because I did pre-plan these items just to make sure I gave y'all all the tea, like I said. So let's get into it. Survival guide to starting your lash career. The first thing I would say is topic 1: should you be licensed? So every state has different requirements. Some states require you to be licensed and some states does not require you to be licensed, and I think that's where a lot of people get confused. Now, when I did start my journey, I was not licensed, and you will have a lot of lash techs that are not licensed when they are starting that journey. However, I am a licensed esthetician. I have been for a few years now. However, like I said, when I started, I was not. These days, you have a lot of people that are not licensed that are teaching classes and doing a lot of things like that. I don't recommend you to do things like that. I feel like when you are, you should stay in your lane. And I feel like, most states require you to be, basically, if you are licensed, I'm gonna just tell you the requirements first. If you are licensed, you are required to have 320 hours at a state accredited school or learning academy. So it could be like a lash academy, it could be like an esthetician school, a cosmetology school, whatever the case might be. You need 320 hours talking about infections, skin control, things like that. Now, you do have to take in consideration, this is when you're becoming a licensed esthetician or a licensed, not esthetician, a licensed lash artist or lash tech. Now, when you are certified, that's a different thing. Now, when you are becoming certified, you are basically saying, hey, I love this lash artist's work and I love the way X, Y, and Z from this artist, and I want to learn, this artist's technique. I want to see how she does it in this amount of time. I like the way, her pattern is for lashes. I like the way she makes curls and lengths. Whatever the case may be that you like about this artist, you're basically going to learn that skill or trait from them so you can learn their techniques. Let me just rephrase that. When you're getting a license, you're going to school for 320 hours. That's hours. You're paying thousands of dollars for this. This is not something you're going for $300. So don't ever take in mind when you're taking a class from somebody for $300 to $1,000, you're not going to get your full license. Now, when you're taking a class for $1,500 to $2,000 to $5,000, yeah, you're taking a license accredited course. that's a whole different ball game, guys. So I do want y'all to kind of get those into perspective. Like, your certification is not the same thing. Like, you can't go work in multi-company salons where everybody are required to be licensed. You can't be that, especially somebody that's not. Like, you can, however, be going to school. Well, not, let me say not going to school, but you could. I would recommend, if you are just certified, to simply stay within the means of your own home, or get you a private space or area and just work in a private area. You don't want to try to work in a salon with a multi-thousand or $100,000 company, because it will be a problem, basically, because State Board constantly comes and checks salons. They want to make sure everything is being operated properly, that everybody is staying up to the licensing regulations that they need to be. So most salons are really skeptical about allowing someone that is not licensed to work in their salon. But sometimes you come across some licensed individuals that own a salon that will allow you to work in their salon while you go to school, but that might be a requirement. They might be like, hey, you need to go ahead and go to school while you're working here. So that's something that they might allow you to do. And sometimes you do find people like that. And that was awesome. On my journey, I did find someone like that, and I was very grateful. A friend recommended me, and he was a hairstylist, so that was pretty cool. And that was before, and then after that, I worked in 2 more salons, so while I was going to school. So yeah, like I said, if you are doing something like that, you do want to make sure that you find someone that maybe, you know, a family friend that owns a salon or something like that, where they would feel like, hey, if something happens, then I take the fault for this person. You know what I mean? That's the main thing about getting in someone's salon. A lot of people don't want to be accountable for you or your mistakes that you might make on a client. So that's that for step 1. It's either go to school and become licensed or get a certification. The thing about being licensed is you're going for 320 hours, and you're more than likely going to learn from another licensed individual, where you won't have full attention, or I don't know. The thing about school is pretty much, we'll go over that at the end. I'll just add that at the end. How about that? We're gonna go to step 2. The second thing I recommend is require a waiver. The biggest thing with businesses is being at fault. You never want to have to be at fault for something when you genuinely gave out the best experience that you could give, and the client just genuinely had a reaction, or whatever the case might be. So you do want to have a waiver just for your business and your own security, just to make sure that if anything does happen, you are secured. You know, you did have that waiver stating that, hey, I am a certified or licensed individual, and Brittany or Courtney, whoever just came for a service, trust me to do these services. So that is something that you want to require for all clients. Like, whether you're doing a booking site or you just having clients come in on a daily, if they're coming in, you need to have some kind of form or sheet where you are requiring them to sign a waiver. Or if you have a booking site currently, then, or maybe you are trying to come up with the booking site, if you're gonna go the booking site direction, then you do want to have that online before your client books, or either schedule them like 15 to 10 minutes earlier prior to their appointment, so you can give them that time to thoroughly go over the forms and put down any client history. Basically, like, you want to know if they have anything prior that will cause a reaction or contraction. You want to know any medical histories that they might have that might have a reaction to your products that you currently use. Like if you're using cherry enzymes for the month, if you have a client that's allergic to cherry like me, then you do not want to give them something with cherry in there. So it's certain things you do want to know about your client before they come in, vice versa. The third thing on the list, number 3, organization. Organization is so important, guys. It's so important to stay organized. I feel like when you're not organized, it messes up your whole routine, your whole day. Like you just be all over the place. So like before I leave, I try to like set myself a list of maybe some cleaning chores that I might need to do around the shop, or maybe some I need to pay bills or go to the bank, whatever those things might be. I go ahead and write me a little list out. I have my little board back here, and I pretty much write it on my board. It's pretty sticky, y'all. But I pretty much write it on my board, anything that I might have for the week. And I try to keep up with it at all times. Like I don't try to skip over it and try to skip anything for the week. I try to pretty much stay on track of those things, and check them off as I go for the week. So organization is very important. Then again, with organization, you don't want to be getting ready for a client or a treatment and then you realize you don't have certain supplies, like paper towels, for instance, because I clean a client's lashes thoroughly before any service. So because I clean a client's lashes, I don't want to start the cleaning process and then I realize I don't have a napkin because I do rinse the foam off of the client. So if I'm doing this step and I don't have the proper supply, which in this case is the paper towel, then I would have to leave that station or that area to get paper towels. You get what I'm saying? Like you just want to have everything right there and organized properly, so you're just going boom, boom, boom. Like you shouldn't have too much time taken away from your service, because more than likely somebody's coming in from their lunch break or off of work or something and they just want to get their service done and get in and out. So you don't want to be all over the place where you're not even organized enough to get these done. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, that's gonna be the next thing for organized. I would recommend to always, like I said, have your chalkboard or just like your steps of the day listed somewhere, so you will know you can go off that checklist, especially when you're first starting out. Like, you know, to clean your workspace after you're done, you know, to set out like sheets for your client after everybody, or you can just wipe it off. So you know after you're done with a client to spray your area and wipe it off and put a new sheet down. Clean your tweezers and go ahead and soak them for a few hours so you'll have room for your next client. Like things like that, you want to go ahead and write them down so you can just go back to those things and just know how to boom, 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 check them off as you go, just until you get into the process of getting all those things done. Next, I would say keep your work area clean. Cleanliness is next to godliness. I know y'all hear that all the time, and it is so right. Like it is so frustrating when I'm trying to work and the room is not clean. Like that's a whole different ballgame for me. Like I feel like I'm moving slow. Like I feel like it's just like it's a drag on me. Like I don't want to do anything when the room is dirty. So like I said, I try to clean up at the end of the day. And I just try to keep my workspace clean, because if it is clean, when you have a busy day, you're just going. You don't have to worry about constantly cleaning up behind a client if you clean up as you go. And I just feel like that plays a part with keeping your area clean. Then again, if you aren't licensed, or you just are, or if you are just certified and state board has some reason to come, then you know you are properly following these guidelines, where they'll be just like, hey, since you are following all these guidelines, you just need to go to school. You know what I mean? Vice versa, getting a fine or something crazy. It'll just be like, hey, you have to stop lashing and go to school. More than likely, that's what they're going to tell you. Like, especially if you are following proper procedures. Now, sometimes, if they come and you are not, then they can stop you from even pursuing that. So you do want to stay within the guidelines and the means of the area, and just stay up, so nobody won't have to check you about things later. Number one, we basically talk about whether you are licensed or you are certified, how you can use those things, and what to expect out of those things. Number two was to ensure your business have some kind of waiver, some kind of slip or form for liability. 3, organization. Keep track of your client sets, the styles you used on your clients. Like all of this plays a part with organization, guys, because a lot of times your client's gonna come in and be like, hey, I want that same set from last time. When you did 5 clients, 10 clients, and it's been 2 to 3 weeks, well, how do I know what set you had last time? Well, hey, if I was keeping a client logbook, then I can automatically see that I use CC curl, D curl, D plus curl, and I use the lengths of 23, 28. You know what I mean? Whatever the case might be, I use 23, 15, 12. You know what I mean? So like, you'll know those things if you kept a client logbook. You get what I'm saying? So you just want to stay organized. The next thing I would say would be a big part of your business and pursuing your business or continuing your business or just making sure your business grows properly would be to promote. Now guys, I literally ran my business off for promotion only. Like me starting the Instagram and stuff, I was literally lost. I didn't know anything about Instagram. I didn't know anything about social media marketing. I've always been goofy and silly and just like a free spirit, like this full of personality person that I am. But yeah, I've never been, well, I've always expressed myself, of course, but not in such a big way for such a big thing. You know what I mean? I guess you can say when I was assistant manager at Whataburger for all those years, I had to do fundraisers and stuff, and I had to pretty much do the marketing end of things and like go to certain football games and different things for SFA, especially like the basketball games, like pass out coupons and stuff. So I was used to different things like that as far as marketing. So I just used things like that I knew about and just push my own brand. You know what I mean? So like, I knew how big marketing was, so I just like start following brands that I knew did the same things I did that inspired me basically, and I just went and followed those brands so that I could get the best knowledge that I could, or just see how they were doing things so I could see what they did that I could apply to my brand in my own way. And I do say in my own way because you never want to copy something somebody else is doing. You always want to have some kind of creativity behind it that shows you are you. You know what I mean? You do want to let them know that there's a person behind your brand, a person for them to love, a person for them to want to get to know or look forward to seeing every month, because that's part of the service. You know, you're not just selling a service, you're selling an experience, and within that experience, they're going to experience you. And the way they come to you, you know, that those first couple of hours or those first moments, the vibe they get from you, sets a lot. It sets the tone for the whole visit. So if they come to you and you have an attitude, or you just feel, or they get the feeling that you don't want to do their service, guys, they're not going to come back. So you do want to make sure it's clean. You do want to offer client logs. You do want to make sure you're promoting yourself, especially promoting yourself, because nobody, if they don't know you, they don't know you. They're not going to book with you because they don't know you. They don't know about your service. And even if they do know about your service, how do they know it really lasts? Like, you might get your sister is good, but who says you're going to do the next 5 people good? Like, they literally want to see these things. They want to see the different looks that you can give, because not everybody wants the same set. Like, and I tell everybody, my sets are not the same. Like, yeah, they have the same name, because for the most part, I'm using like the same curls. Well, I can't even say that because I'm not even using the same curls. I guess you could say that pretty much let me know how much to fill their lashes. That's me for my sets, because everything about the sets are still custom to the client's needs. Like, they might get the Monroe set, but I still ask them how they want them. Like, because they might like the Monroe set, but it was something they want to change. Like, maybe on the Monroe set, when they saw it on my Instagram page or YouTube or wherever they might, or YouTube short or TikTok, wherever they might have saw it at, it might have too many long lengths on the inner corners, you know, and they might have wanted them shorter. Or they might didn't like the extra wispy look and they might have wanted them to be more symmetrical, which is cool. But they are booking the Monroe because the Monroe is the volume. The Monroe is going to give the girls volume every time, okay? Now, when they go to the XJM, they know they're going to get crazy, extreme lashes. Like, That's my girls who want the full darkness, like, and that's what they're going for. You know what I mean? So they don't know that if you don't have that organized in plain sight where they can see it, and you're advertising. Like, come on now, like, it's 50 million people in the world. Yeah, it's becoming 50 million lash techs in the world too. But the thing about you being unique is finding what makes you and your brand unique and using it at the best of your abilities and promote it to the world. Like, you have to promote it. You have to promote it in order for you to sell it. So yeah, get into it. Like, I know you might not know much about marketing, but now is the time to really get into it and put your things to use that you see other people using. And that's pretty much what I'm getting used to today. So I do recommend that. So for the 5th, I would recommend retention. Retention is so important because you don't want to start your lash journey and your glue sucks. Like, imagine building your clientele the way you want it, and everybody's referring somebody to you, but you don't keep the good glue all the time because you didn't know you didn't know it was gonna blow up, or you didn't know your lash business would succeed the way it would. So you start using some random glue that you found on Amazon or something. Not that you Amazon, because I love Amazon. When I started mine the first couple of months, I did start with Amazon. But the next couple of months, I did start with my own product. So you do want to start with some kind of product that gives you very good retention. And when you do find that product, you want to be able to meet the retention needs to require that product to stay healthy, or to stay at top tier shape, so that you could give the clients the best experience possible. And the only way you're going to do that is to make sure your product is top tier as well. So you do want to make sure retention is good. If your retention is off, have your humidifier nearby so that you can try to control that temperature. And the humidifier is the next thing on my list, guys. The humidifier is so important with controlling your temperature. Like I said, if your glue does not meet the needs of that company or the product you're using, then you do want to try to get your temperature that way. And the only way you're going to know about that is having a hygrometer, so that you kind of see the temperature in the room. And that is so important as well. You can get that at like Walgreens or like a pet shop or something, but those do take you the temperatures of the humidity. You want to have that as well as your humidifier, so that you can kind of control those temperatures, like I said. Next on the list is top tier products. You do want to make sure you have top grade products. Now, I know that kind of runs in with what I said about the glue, but I do mean all products, guys, not just the glue. You want to make sure you're using the perfect lashes, the best quality lashes. Let's just say that, because you can get some people that are very popular online, but their product sucks. And I hate to say that, but you can. Like, the one thing about my product is it's very lightweight. The girls are gonna get what the girls are gonna get, and they love that. You know what I mean? Like, their lashes is gonna last. Like, I literally have people that's going to Puerto Rico, that's going to like they're going everywhere, guys. Like, and back, like Tulum, like to New York, like back to back to back to back to back bangles. Like, I mean, come on now, the gain is good. So you do want to get you something that's like top tier on retention, as well as quality product. Things about my lashes that the girls love is that the quality stays there, the curl is going to stay there, and those things you want to look at to make sure the curl stays there, that you're not getting a too synthetic feel of the lashes. They want to be super soft and mink feeling. So yeah, make sure you get good products, make sure you promote, make sure you stay organized, make sure you have those client log forms. And if you are not a licensed individual and you are practicing, just stay in your own lane. Stay out the way. You know what I mean? Practice what you love and get those coins until you can afford to go to school. And that's the main thing about today I'm going to go over. So with being certified, you have to look at it like, you can't be charging the prices that they are charging when they are licensed. Like, these individuals went to school for 320 hours, guys. 320. Like, you're only going for 8 hours. Let me just say it again. These people are going for 320 hours. You're only going for 8 hours. how do you think you're going to get all of that information in 8 to 16 hours? You cannot. They're teaching you a trait, a skill that they know. They're giving you their knowledge and saying, hey, I'm going to teach you everything I know to the best of my ability since you like what I got to show. You know what I mean? Now, when you're going to school, they're teaching you no skills. They're teaching you everything anatomy, everything behind the skill that you need to know. Information like the growth stages times 10. Like, so you're not going to learn like how to style all the time properly like you would with an accredited lash school when you're going to esthetician school. Like, they're going to throw lashes in there, but it's going to be real quick. Like, so that's why some people don't want to just jump right into going to esthetician school, because they're not going to just show you lash extensions right off top. They're going to show you everything skin, and they're going to put lashes in for like a week or two. Not even 2. I'm going to say a week, probably a couple of days. They'll be like, hey, we'll get somebody into the lashes and show y'all lashes, learn the growth stages, the anatomy, and then that's pretty much it. Infections, that's it. Like, and then it's back to skin. Like, so when you go to school, don't think you're going to school to be a lash artist, but you're going to school for esthetician. Like, you have to have your mind made up. If you just want to do lash extensions, guys, if you only want to do lash extensions, then you should go to accredited licensing lashing school. However, if you're trying to see if you like lashes, which is what I like about being certified. The thing about being certified is if you don't really know yet, because the thing about lashing is it's not an easy task, guys. Y'all think it's so easy to do lashes because everybody wants the money. Everybody want to get in and out, so they just start doing something, practicing and saying, hey, I got lash extensions. No matter if it's a couple twigs here and there, and they just saying they doing it. Like, no, it's not the same. Let's just get that clear right now. It's not the same. Like, this is the butter to your bread, baby. Like, that's not the same. I just have to get that off my chest. Okay, but no. Yeah, it's not the same, y'all. So y'all don't want to compare the two. Like, with real extensions, they're literally going in there, they're making sure it's isolated. They're only putting them on one lash. They're making sure the fans are perfect fans before they're placing them on. Like, when I'm lashing any fan that does not meet my needs, I'm immediately throwing it away. Like, sometimes, I don't care how much product I gotta lose, I'm making sure my fans are perfect and healthy before I place them on a client. Like, a client gonna come to me every 2 weeks. And the only reason a client don't come to me in 2 weeks is because they have like the XJM and they might last 4 weeks or 3, whatever the case might be. Like, when they have the XJM, the girls be gone, y'all. Like, sometimes I literally be like, where my clients at? You know what I mean? So, like, definitely good products. Definitely school, whether it's licensed or certified. Figure it out. And yeah, that's about it. Those are my top tips for starting your lash journey or your lash career. And congratulations if you are starting your lash journey, or if you are interested in starting your lash journey and don't know where to go. I am offering certification classes right now. However, we'll be offering licensed, accredited, let's say it again. I will be offering licensed, accredited courses that will be online as well, which is distance learning, I guess you can say. I will be offering those soon in a couple of months. And so if you do take a course with me, which is a certification course, then I will take money off of your tuition when I do start that program. And I'll basically be emailing all the girlies like, hey, started the new accredited school. If you're ready to take your journey on a new level, then, you know, blase. But yeah, so that's all the tips for today. Like I said, if you are interested in taking a lash course or maybe starting your lash journey and you have any questions, comment down below. I'll definitely be happy to help you guys with those. And like I said, I do offer lash courses as well. No, I do not license individuals. That is something I plan to offer in the near future. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope this really does help somebody that's interested in starting their lash journey or their lash career. And thank you for supporting me today and just taking the time out to listen. And I hope you all have a blessed week.